Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the 80th episode of the Daily Wraps. I'm Barry Fair. Thanks for joining my outsider, and I am here in the studio this week for the 20th day of October, and quite a remarkable change in weather conditions from last week when we spoke to you on the show. And it's a cloudy and wet start, but it will clear up later, but we will give you more of a weather update towards the end of the show. Well, today, to open our 80th episode of the Daily Wraps, we're going to be talking about the iconic favorite breakfast cereal, Weet Bix. Now, Weet Bix has expanded around Australia for 90 years, and since 1928, families around Australia have woken up and started their day with the wholesome goodness of Weet Bix. So, before we get on to the recipes that we will share with you and the jingles that were played on television and radio, let my outsider and I take you back to where Weet Bix first began. And here she is now. Good morning, Cass. Welcome to you. Thanks for joining me here on the 80th episode of the Daily Wraps. Nice of you to join me.
Thank you, Barry. I'm looking forward to our upcoming show.
Well, as I've just said, today it's all about the iconic favorite Weet Bix. Now, Weet Bix is Australia's #1 breakfast cereal, and it is too good to put away after breakfast. Now, Weet Bix, as I've just mentioned, in 1928, that's where it all began with families around Australia waking up to the wholesome goodness of Weet Bix. Here's my outsider now for her opening sequence on this. Let us take you now down a trip on memory lane, or a trip down memory lane. Here she is.
Oh, Barry, I remember as a child growing up that I loved to wake up because I got to have Weet Bix in the morning. I especially loved it on a Saturday morning before playing netball.
And Weet Bix, if I can just show you the packet on screen there it is, Sanitarium Weet Bix. Now, Weet Bix, of course, is made by the Sanitarium Health Food Company. Here's my outsider.
That's right, it sure is, Barry. And I love nowadays that you can get a gluten-free version of Weet Bix, low in cholesterol version of Weet Bix. It's now low in sugar, 97% whole grain, and it's Australian owned and made with Australian wheat.
And we're going to read a little bit of history about Weet Bix now. Now, before we do that, a couple of recipes and a little bit of history on the back of this packet. And I'm just going to read about this now. Golden goodness from Aussie farms to Aussie kids. For 90 years, we've made Weet Bix the right hang on, for 90 years, we've made Weet Bix right here in Australia, and because it's made from 97% whole grains, only the best ingredients will do. This is why we source crisp golden wheat from farms like the Woods family in Sandring, Goondiwindi to Queensland. And here's my outsider to take up the rest of the history.
They say the key to creating top quality wheat is about harvesting the grain when the moisture content is just right. We think generations of Australian farming experience and a passion for quality plays a big part too. But we both agree, it's this wheat that makes Weet Bix an Aussie favourite. Made simply and low in sugar, the natural goodness of whole grain shines through.
And for Aussie kids, only the best will do. Enjoy. And in the 1980s, a various number of television commercials featured Aussie kids, and some of the jingles were Aussie kids, our Weet Bix kids, Aussie kids, our Weet Bix kids. And this is a jingle from 1986. Do you remember this jingle? Doctors and nutritionists now recommend a breakfast cereal that is low in salt. Here's my outsider.
That's right, Barry, they sure do.
And did you know that Weet Bix are too good to put away after breakfast? You can put butter on them and Vegemite and even sliced banana. Here's my outsider.
Absolutely, Barry. Something that my kids and I love to do with the Weet Bix is to make a banana berry smoothie with Weet Bix.
Well, it's funny that you should say that, Cass, because on the back of this packet we had a banana berry smoothie right here on the back of this packet.
You know what, Barry? That's exactly where we got the idea from, and it's the recipe we use.
And I'll just read the ingredients out and what you need for this. Firstly, you need 2 Weet Bix, half a cup of fresh or frozen berries, 1 chopped banana, and 1 cup of milk, or so good soy milk or almond milk. And the method: blend all the ingredients, place all the ingredients in a blender and blend them to smooth. And step 2, pour into 2 cold serving glasses, and this recipe serves 2. Here's my outsider.
It's absolutely delicious, Barry. We love it, especially on a busy day.
Now, did you know that breakfast is the most important meal of the day? It really is, because If we start the day without breakfast, we will feel very lethargic and not energetic. Here's my outsider.
That's right, Barry. Make sure you start your day off with a delicious, nutritious breakfast.
And we're going to read a bit more history now that we've written down here. Okay, my outsider and I. And Weet-Bix. On Sunday the 28th of October, Weet-Bix will celebrate its 19th birthday. From Kalgoorlie to Kiama to Bowen to Broome, Darwin to Devonport, Aussie kids have always been proud to call themselves Weet-Bix kids. Here's my outsider.
That's right, Barry. A jingle that lasts in your head forever.
And as the jingle goes, we'll keep them strong and healthy with golden flakes of wheat. Weet-Bix holy goodness is what keeps up to eat. Aussie kids, our Weet-Bix kids. 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 That was one of the many television commercials for Weet-Bix aired on Australian television in the 1980s. And we're going to play one of them now.
Weet-Bix is Australia's favourite breakfast, and that's why Sanitarium believe it's so important that Weet-Bix is low in fats, has virtually no sugar, is low in salt, and is packed with complex carbohydrates and dietary fibre, all the things that doctors and nutritionists now recommend. Weet-Bix not only tastes good, it is good for you. Every morning, more Australians wake up to the goodness of good old Aussie Weet-Bix than any other breakfast cereal.
That was one of the many television commercials played in the 1980s. Another commercial in the 80s. This one, okay, features kids singing the Aussie jingle. Here it is.
It's Australia's favourite breakfast. Weet-Bix is number one. From Aussie kids to grown-ups, it's loved by everyone. Aussie kids, our Weet-Bix kids. Aussie kids, our Weet-Bix kids. Aussie kids, our Weet-Bix kids. Aussie kids, our Weet-Bix kids.
So two commercials from the 1980 featuring kids singing the jingle. Now, there were a few more versions played in later years. And this one is one of the new ones.
From golden fields to beach
On breakfast tables everywhere.
we're all Aussie kids that love our Weet-Bix every day. Aussie kids, our Weet-Bix kids. Aussie kids, our Weet-Bix kids.
How many Weet-Bix do you do? Do you do 4, 6, or 8? Let us know down below here. Here's my outsider.
Well, Barry, it depends on if I'm feeling hungry or if I've got a busy day of exercise. I generally have 2 Weet-Bix with milk and chopped up banana, strawberries, blueberries with a tiny bit of honey on top.
And if you don't have time for a sit-down breakfast, did you know that Sanitarium make up and go in many delicious varieties, such as chocolate, banana and strawberry, and you can pick it up in 250ml packs in a 6-pack at the supermarket, and you will find up and go in the cereal aisle next time you go shopping. Here's my offsider.
That's right, Barry. They also do a Weet Bix smoothie as well.
And they do a Weet Bix smoothie, and now they do a gluten-free version of Weet Bix. So if you can't have gluten, viewers, you can start your day with gluten-free Weet Bix. Here's my offsider.
Thanks for that information, Barry.
So, where is Weet Bix made? Well, Weet Bix is made at the Sanitarium Health Food Factory. There was a factory up Wahroonga near the hospital, but I don't know where the other factories are. But to lead us into the closing segment about Weet Bix, Weet Bix is too good to put away after breakfast. And to lead us into our closing segment about Weet Bix this morning, let's read you another delicious recipe from the back of the packet. And this time we have for you Weet Bix fruit snacks. And you will need 2 Weet Bix, half a cup of fresh or frozen blueberries, and a quarter of a cup of unsweetened yogurt, half a cup of raw unsalted nuts, and half a cup of seeds. And the method: crush half the Weet Bix into 2 serving glasses. Step 2, layer the yogurt on top, followed by the berries. And step 3, repeat this again, and sprinkle the nuts and seeds on top, and serve too. Here's my offsider.
Thanks for sharing that recipe, Barry. It sounds delicious.
So we hope that you've enjoyed this trip down memory lane. And here's my offsider to close this segment now.
Thanks, Barry. I've loved going down memory lane with you and reminiscing about all the times I had Weet Bix, and now the times I make Weet Bix for my children as well.
So to take us out, we'll keep them strong and healthy with golden flakes of wheat. Weet Bix Holy goodness. What kids love to eat? Aussie kids. Our Weet Bix kids. 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 And we do hope that you enjoyed reminiscing with us about the history of Weet-Bix from 1928 to 2020. Happy 90th birthday, Weet-Bix. You are still Australia's #1, and Aussie kids have been growing up with it for generations. And Weet-Bix is too good to put away after breakfast, and you can buy Weet-Bix in a 1.5 kilo pack at the supermarket. Here's my offsider.
Thank you, Barry.
So, we hope that you've enjoyed the Weet-Bix segment this morning. Coming up next, the importance of drinking water as it is coming into the summer months. You are watching episode 80 of the Daily Wraps. The time is nearly 10 to 11. I'm Barry Fair. Thanks for joining us here in the studio at St. Times, wherever you may be watching around Australia.